Hello, this is Hyper Sapien. I just wanted to make a little video touring the Caverns of Lost Faith. It's the easier of the two underwater caves. This is a cave I run very frequently looking for blueprints for some of the saddles needed in the boss fights. So let's get to it. I am right now on the west coast, just south of the blue obelisk there. And where you want to go is towards this kind of stone formation on the beach. You see these stones with that big tree in the center, you're in the right place. I've got a little outpost built here with some vaults, so when I fast travel over here, I can just do a run and throw my goods in those vaults. I'm going to be riding on a frog, but that is not what I would recommend if you haven't done this before. Probably you're going to want something like a Baronix, something that's amphibious. You can go from land to water, because there are some land portions in this cave. Something unusual that you're going to see on my end is that because I've run this probably over 100 times, I've killed all the hostile creatures until they've respawned as passive creatures like salmon and ammonites, but normally you're going to be able to find sharks, jellyfish, electric eels, mosasaurus, things like that. So I fortunately don't have to deal with that anymore, just because I've been lucky that they respawned as passive creatures, and I just don't attack the passive creatures and they stay that way. So right now we're going in through the entrance. And right beyond this glowing kelp here is really where the cave starts. Up until this point, there's usually not any danger or anything that spawns. So I'm going to point out where all the chest locations are and dossiers and notes. So the first one, oh, there it is. It's right there. You can see in that at the right side of the sand over there is a yellow loot crate. So I'll just go grab that. There can be 3 at a time in a single run, and once they're all looted, it takes somewhere between an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half for all of them to respawn. I usually just wait an hour and a half, because if you cut it early and come back, you're only going to get 2. Okay, so now, here, let me back up to where I just picked that up. Back towards the entrance here. So right here, there's a fork. To the right is what I call the right fork, and then to the left is the left fork. I rarely ever take the left because there's no chests that spawn over there, and I happen to know that the only dangerous creature in the dungeon right now is a shark that's over there, so I'm just going to stick to the right. Another chest that can appear is on the sand below me, right here. Kind of on the right, but there's not one there now, so I'll continue. And now we're going to go up towards the surface, towards this little land bridge. Before I surface, here to my left is where it reconnects to that left fork. Let's go up here on the land. There's our next chest right here on the land bridge. And these can come in blue, yellow, or red rarities. Even the blue rarity ones yield higher loot than some red crates that are on land, so don't be too dismayed if you're only finding blues. Okay. Oh, you know what? My frog can't carry all this. 1 second. I don't actually need these saddles. Yeah, I'm just going to throw those out for now so I can keep recording. Okay, so I'm going to hop into the water here. Back to our left here in this corner. Right in this kind of dark space between all these weeds and in front of that fog effect there is another loot spot that could spawn. So I'm going to turn around, keep progressing. Now right here, when you see these glowing crystals on the ceiling, and there's a little bit of a glow on the right, there's kind of a hidden tunnel to our right here, so we're going to go down there. And there's a little ruins building, and I can already see from the yellow glow. Let me spin around and get some distance. Usually I don't even come all the way in to the end here, but I can see the frog really doesn't want to stay surfaced. The yellow highlight on the ceiling tells me there's a yellow chest in here, so I've already found all 3 chests that are going to be in this run. And I don't need either of these either. So let me just toss these out for weight. Okay. Also, up above me there, if you go up these stairs here, that's one of the first notes or dossiers. I don't remember which one it is, but you can grab that. And then we'll resume going down the main part of the cave. Now we're going to be entering what I call the sunray chamber, because there's a big, obvious sunray as a landmark. But right as the ceiling starts to open up here, if you look down, that coral on the left that's got kind of a blue tint to it, chest location is right down there. And we'll proceed. So these are the sun rays I was talking about. So it's kind of a recognizable area if you get lost. So normally you would keep going in this direction and swim through the tunnel there, but when I'm doing my loot run, I actually go up towards the surface here. There's another land bit we can go on. And those orange crystals right there, I'm going to get on land right to the left of them. Actually, I'll go this way because there's another clay pot there, a note or dossier. I'm going to go back over here onto this bit of land. And then we're going to go through these tunnels. And this is why I recommend having like a Baronix or a frog as your mount, because it's just easier to stay on one mount when you take these land bridges. So right behind this little stalagmite here, there can be a loot chest right in front of us. Continue up these winding tunnels here. And as far as I know, I don't think anything hostile can spawn in the land portions of this map. So right in this little corner here is another possible loot chest location. So when you get to this hard right turn, it's right here at this kind of landing. And you go up. And then now we have entered the artifact chamber. This is the final room in the cave. And kind of right where I'm sitting, let me get a better view. There can be a loot chest right here. And then our last note/dossier is right here on this little bit of ruins there. And then usually when I run out here, I take a look across the cavern. There's that kind of alien structure on the right side with a little landing in front of it. A loot chest can spawn right there on the lip, and you'd be able to see it glowing from here if it was there. And then I kind of look down into here. There's 3 different loot locations that can spawn on the floor of this room. We can see the artifact glowing in the center, and there's one loot spot that's roughly behind that against the wall, one in the far left corner, and then one that's kind of sharply below down here. But I've already got all 3, so there's not going to be any. If you do jump down here and for some reason you want to get back up there, the way you get up either on the left or the right is you just go towards these orange crystals here, and the access point is right here on the far side of the room. So you can either go back to where I came from, which is kind of where you see the crystals up there. I can follow this path, or you can take this path on the right to go to that far cliff that I pointed out. But I've got everything I need, so I don't actually need one of the artifacts right now, but you could grab it here. Usually the second one spawns relatively quickly, and then it takes 7 to 10 minutes for any more to spawn if you've got a group of people with you. So real quickly, I'm just going to show you my escape route, because there's kind of a hidden point I didn't realize for quite a long time. Just kind of hug the left side of this room, because it's going to curve around this sort of crescent-shaped room. And then as the ceiling kind of comes in, I go up towards the surface. That glowing crystal ahead of us is that tunnel that leads to the ruins that we already explored. And then let me see if I can get a good look. There's a little land ramp here. It's tucked against the wall. It's kind of hard to see. But if you just run up this, that's kind of the easiest way to exit. You can go back across this land bridge. Now we're in that first fork that we came up. And as the kind of kelp parts here. This is the exit. And there you go. That's all there is to it. If I'm running this at normal speed, I can usually do the whole thing in 4 or 5 minutes. And then you can do that once every hour and a half if you're really looking for blueprints the way I am. So I hope that helps. I made this map and I'm going to try to upload that to Ark Fandom if I can. And feel free to use that as an aid too. All right, thanks. Take it easy.